everybody, welcome back to Jamia's Promo, and today we're going to talk about the top features that comes with the Samsung One UI 2.0 update that brings Android 10. Now, it's only form-fitting to talk about these top features because this update is being pushed out pretty fast. I've seen users that is on the Galaxy Note 10, Note 10 Plus, on Verizon getting this update. Pretty much all four of the main carriers is getting this update pushed out for the Galaxy S10 for the past few days, and it's being pushed out to more countries other than just Germany, Europe, and also United States. So let's first talk about the main features, and that is the full screen gestures. Now, I highly suggest using the full screen gestures because, for example, let's say that we go inside of the internet, of Facebook, and then we go over inside of subscriptions. How you're able to go back is just by swiping left or right, really on either side of the screens. That brings you back. Now, if you wanted to go back home, all you'd have to do is swipe up from the bottom. And this is quite a bit different than what the Android 9 version had. So let's go inside of the settings. Let's go inside of display. Then inside of display, you're going to scroll down to where it says navigation bar. So this is where your phone might be set up with these navigation buttons. I mean, they're cool. I liked them as well until I used full screen gestures with this new Android 10. It's a huge step up from what was on Android 9. So this was, I thought, kind of, I don't know, dumb. You already had your recents, home and back, and you had to swipe up where that icon was. So you might as well just keep the icon there. But with this new Android 10 version, this is where you'd be able to set it up with this second option. I also would turn on this allow back gesture on the keyboard as well, so you don't accidentally type in letters when you're trying to go backwards. So again, swiping left or swiping right anywhere on the edge of a screen, swiping up from the bottom takes you back. Going inside of your recent applications, you swipe up and hold. This shows you all of them, just sitting right there. But here's another thing you're able to do, and it's a hidden feature, and I shot this video for yesterday. But it's a way that you're able to swipe along the bottom, and it brings up your recent applications, and you're able to scroll through all of them. I mean, this is just fantastic. So again, to do that, you go on the very bottom right over here, and just swipe. It's on the very, very bottom right next to where your case is if you're using a case, and then you're able to swipe between all your different applications. Now, along with the swipe gestures, let's say we go back inside of the settings, we're gonna go down over into the advanced features. And then inside of advanced features, let's talk about the one hand mode, and let's turn on that gesture. So the gesture to get into the one-handed mode is different and updated. And so what you're gonna do here is if you want it to be in one hand, you're holding onto it, you're in an awkward situation, you have to go all the way to the top left-hand side, all the time. Maybe you're holding it with your left hand and you're not as ambidextrous as you thought. Then what you wanna do is swipe pretty much on the bottom of that little icon. So you see where this icon is right there, my little Play Store icon. Well, if you swipe towards the top of this icon, it's just gonna probably pull down your navigation panel or the notification panel. So this is where I turn it on, where notification panel will turn on if I swipe down. So you wanna do it on the very bottom of the screen, towards the bottom of this icon, just swipe down, and it brings you into one hand mode for left hand, for right hand, and if you want to get out of it, you just tap on the black screen. So really how this kind of helps you is if you're, again, in a hard situation of trying to reach the entire phone, if you pull down notifications panel, it's just going to be in this small reduced area. Let's say we go inside of YouTube Music, your application is just going to be running here, so it makes it really easy to just use with one hand. Tap anywhere on the black area to get out of it. So really, full screen gestures is huge, especially with this recent application. This right here just makes a world of difference, and especially when you swipe back right over there, it's just fantastic. It's like, perfect. Another update that comes with the One UI 2.0 Android 10 is going to be your edge lighting. So what you want to do is you want to scroll down and you're going to head inside of display. Then as you scroll down through display, you're going to go down into the edge screen, and then you go inside of edge lighting. Now you also have edge lighting on the very top. So if you don't have your edge lighting icon right there, this is, the steps to take was going through what we just showed you, or you can press and hold on the edge lighting icon and it takes you here. Now you can choose your applications, you can show when you want it to show the edge lighting, but right here inside of styles, you're going to notice that there's a few more added styles. So if you want hearts to be busting out right over here when you get these notifications, if if you want fireworks, which is the way that I have mine set up, you can have eclipse on the very top, so it's a little that right there. You also have these little echo icons on the sides, but again, my favorite is fireworks. So there's a little tweak when it comes to edge lighting. You can go inside of color. You can set it up through each app color. So each app has a different color, which this is the way that I have mine set up. Facebook, I put as purple. Hangouts is that green color. When it comes down to messages and Twitter, I have them set up as a different shade of blue. And then if you want any of these colors to be something else, tap on the little color. You have this new grid. So it's not going to be that little ugly circle that you have to go through. You have each little baby tile sitting right there, and ooh, look at that back gesture. I love Android 10, huge fan. Then you want to go inside. You can go inside of your advanced. You can make your transparency high, you can make it low. If you want to see it better, make sure it's on low. It's extremely wide and as long as it can be. And then you just basically hit on done. So edge lighting had a few little tweaks, a few little added effects. Now let's head over inside of device care. Now device care got a huge overhaul of what it looks like. So we're gonna go inside of the settings. We're gonna scroll down into device care. So you can see this right here, the whole overview, the layout, everything is completely different. This is what it's gonna look like. On the very top right-hand side, you can look at some app issues, the history of all those. You can hide the icon on the app screen, which mine does show. So yours might say show on app screen. You can go inside of the advanced if there's any of these you would like to change. So auto optimization is now up there. Auto restart is there, and also optimizing of settings is sitting there. Now that we're still inside of the completely overhauled and changed device care, there is one more I do want to show you, and that's inside of battery. Now this is dealing with the wireless power share. Now originally you're not able to change any type of settings with wireless power share. Wireless power share is a way that once you turn it on, you're able to charge other electronics like your smartphone and watches, the Galaxy Buds, things like that on the back of your phone. But you can set the limit of how low you want your cell phone to go. So if you're somebody who's going through and you're always recharging other things like watches, Galaxy Buds, which is really the only two things I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend charging another cell phone, but you can have it go down to, let's say 50%, and then it's going to stop. So now with this little change right here of battery limit being at 50%, that means that if I'm charging another Galaxy Buds or Galaxy Watch and my phone goes down to 50%, then it'll stop doing the wireless power share. Now, beforehand, this one was set down to 30%, which means that if I was charging other things, then I'm giving that the charge until my phone goes down to 30%, and then it would stop, which you can pull it off at any point. But this just means that now you only have 30% left on your phone, which I believe to be more important than, let's say, a watch or Galaxy Buds. So this is a really nice change and update with this update that you're able to do, and you can make it a little bit larger. So then this way, you're not putting your phone in danger of dying. The next feature that we'll talk about with this One UI update is going to be the screen recorder. Now, if you scroll down and you look inside of your quick little settings and you don't see screen recorder, just go inside of your button order and make sure that you bring it pretty much wherever you want it to sit and where you want it to be, dependent on how often you use it. I use screen recorder quite a bit, and so I put it on the very front page. If for some reason you still don't see it right there, just go inside of your settings. You're going to go down to where it says advanced features, and then you go inside of screenshots and screen recorder. And this is right here, your screen recorder settings. So the best way I would set it up is with your media sounds. You don't need to have your sounds and mic. It'll literally pick up everything. Media sounds is perfect. Video quality, you want it to be at 1080p. And then this just means how big do you want your image to be if you turned it on. So I'm gonna leave it right there. And so let's say that we just wanted to show a fast little example. So if you turn it on, you hit on start recording, it's going to show you everything at the quality of 1080p. So pretty much how you see your screen is what it's going to look like. So one of the nice things I like about this little update is, let's say that we go inside of the settings right over here. Let's say that you're trying to show somebody how to do something, but they don't really see what you're tapping. So what you're able to do is you can tap on this little drawing icon. You can say, hey, we're going to go right there. Then you deselect it. You go back inside of there. You're you're going to scroll down, and if again, one more time, you needed to show them that you're going to go inside of, screen timeout, again, turn that off. Now you can go inside of here, and now you're literally showing them exactly what you need to do. Now let's say that you wanted to go inside of maybe a game, and let's say you wanted to play a game, but you also wanted to show your face, you wanted to show your little selfie of you playing the game. So, hey, what's up? That right there is me. You can move this wherever you want it to go. You start playing the game, and it's pretty fun. It's a really good quality. Now, whenever you're done, you're just gonna go right here, and you can tap there to stop it, or you can tap on that little, the area up here with that little pen and camera. There's also a stop icon. Now, once you have stopped this, then all you would have to do is just go, let's say you wanted to watch it, you go inside of your gallery, you're gonna scroll down, and you're gonna head over to where it says screen recordings, and then for your screen recording, you can hit on the play option right there. Now, what you're gonna see is everything that we just got done doing. So first off, let's kind of go to where we were drawing. So we're gonna show the little areas of drawing. So as you're watching the video, this is where it's gonna come in handy. So I went into something, but you might have missed it. So if you're trying to show somebody, but you don't have your little keystrokes there, you're gonna say, hey, we're gonna go inside of display. Then we're gonna scroll down. I click on that pen one more time. I show the next little setting that we go into, and that was pretty much it. And then we moved over into the game itself. So this was exactly how it looked when we were playing with the phone itself. When you move the camera around, you can see my hand waving. So no matter what you do for the keystrokes of moving the camera to drawing, everything will be there, pretty much as you have seen. Now, the next big feature change is going to be dealing with dark mode. So with dark mode here, it's already enabled. So let's say you go inside of your phone dialer, that's going to be dark. If you go inside text messaging, that'll be dark. Even if you go inside of your Gmail, that one's also going to be dark. Now, let's say that we go through, we turn off that right there. Now, if we go here, it's going to be light. If we go here, it's going to be light. If we go inside of, again, even Gmail, that's also going to be light. Now, because I just switched the little update there to white, that's why it kind of showed it there for a half second, and then it went over into dark. And so you're going to see there that it's going to make a pretty big difference. And so I have dark mode on all the time. You can set this one up to schedule. I also think that Android 10 is going to make it to where through the day, it's going to slowly go either to, from light to dark. So I feel like through a whole scheduled time thing, I think that they're going to change that, but I love mine to be on all the time. The next big change that you'll see will be inside of your camera. So down here beforehand, all of your shooting modes used to be on the very bottom. You used to go through and you can either deselect and turn them off or keep them on, but they were all sitting here. So you'd have to scroll through all of them just to get to the one you want to use. So underneath this one, you have a more category. So with the more category, you can go through and you can kind of alter some of these. So let's say that you don't use your super slow-mo, you're able to go here and you can bring it right on up. And again, you have to press and hold to move anything. Instagram, so if you take a picture and you want it to go directly to Instagram, you can bring it down. Anytime that you wanted to really change the order of how these look, you're able to do that. But I don't really use that one. I do use super slow-mo, so I'm gonna bring that right over here. I'm gonna hit on save. So now you're able to really pin some of them down on the bottom that you use more often than not. Any of these you don't really want to use, you can put it inside of more. And then this is where your Bixby Vision and AR emoji is located. If we go inside of photo, you're gonna notice some of these icons will change as well. So this right here is your motion photo. So it went to a different icon, to represent that. So that's gonna be some of the changes you're gonna see. Another fun change will be inside of your phone dialer, and you go inside of places. Now, once you've turned this on, it's gonna look for your location, where you at on the map. And this is a different fun way to find maybe food. So instead of you going inside of Google trying to figure out what you want to eat, right here is a pretty fun grid. It's going to show you the ratings of all of these places. So let's say that we scroll down, and let's go down and check out the Hereford House. So with this one, when you click there, you can call them right away. It's going to show you where they're at on the map. You can visit everything on Yelp. Here's all the different reviews. You can get an Uber driver. Here's their website. Here's their address. I mean, there's so many things going on, and it's all built inside of your dialer, and you don't have to go inside of Google. The next added feature with Android 10 will be Live Transcribe. Now, I've shown Live Transcribe before, and it's one of those really cool features you can have if you're hard of hearing. Then anybody talking around you, you can see pretty much what they're saying. You can also have it basically recording things, and you can have it saved in your phone if you're inside of class, but it has a very highly sensitive microphone picking everything up. Now, instead of going through all the settings on this one, I just want to show you, you are able to find any of these by searching with that little search button. So on the very top with the search, let's say that you wanted to find live transcribe. Now, once you start looking for live transcribe, you're going to see this icon on the very top, and this is inside of accessibility. And so once you tap on this one, you can see that it's picking up everything right over here. And there's also a different shortcut you can also use. And it's going to teach you that on the bottom. If you're using the navigation buttons, you're going to see a small person over here, and you tap on that and it'll open this one right up. You can go here and you can type back to them. So this way, again, if you're hard of hearing, you're able to read what they're saying. You can type back to them and everything else. Let's say that we go back inside of here, we go to settings. You can change how big you want your letters to be. You can go inside of more settings. You can hide profanity on the very bottom. So you can hide profanity. You can show the hold button on the bottom. So there's a few different settings you can play with. You can also save transcriptions. Now, if we go back, check this out. When I scroll up, you can see what was stated from before with its own little timestamp. This next feature, which will be the last one in this video, is called dynamic lock screen. So dynamic lock screen is a way that you're able to show a different image every time that your lock screen was to pop back up. Now, there's a lot of different categories you can have. This one is referred to as art. There's also pets and food. And if you swipe left, you can see different images as well. Now, you're not getting out of your lock screen, so if somebody was trying to get into your phone, this is not the way to do it. You are able to go up here and you can select different categories of what you want for your lock screen. But when you try to get inside of your phone, you're still going to be inside of your lock screen to put in all of your different credentials. So how you're able to turn on dynamic lock screen is you want to pull down the notifications panel, click on settings, and go down to lock screen. Now, inside of lock screen, you're going to see this one here called wallpaper services, and yours might be set to none right away. And this is where you're just using your normal image that you have set up for your lock screen. Well, if you turn on dynamic lock screen, then you hit on the settings little wheel. This is where you can select your categories. I'm also able to download these different categories using mobile data, which you'll see here in just a second. And I also have auto update turned on because new images come every 2 weeks. So when you go through and select your different categories, you can see that this one was downloaded, this one was downloaded, and this one was downloaded because these two still have that download icon. So let's say that we wanted to download this one here. This is where in the past screen, you can have it set up to only do it through Wi-Fi. Now that you chose your one category, because you can't choose more than one, now you're set up on life. So now when you click here, it's going to show you a different type of life image. So as you go through, I mean, it's pretty fun. Now you can see that every time I go to my phone, it's going to show me a different image. But again, you can swipe going left and you're going to see all the rest of these really cool images if you just want to check them on out. But more than likely, you're going to run into that because you probably pick up your phone a dozen times a day minimum. But I hope you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. I mean, this is not every single feature that is brand new. I have another video that shows you many more features, but these ones are the top features that I definitely put into a category and a list. But again, I hope you guys have liked this video. If you guys did, please give this thing a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe right over here in the very bottom left-hand side. And if you liked this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.